Patterns have so many uses in the natural world, whether it's for survival or just for the structural identity. Patterns have developed over time to become more useful due to evolution. As creatures develop and change over time, the patterns that they create or the patterns that they wear become fitter and fitter for their purposes, whether it's spinning in the web in order to catch the most flies, or if it's in having the best stripes to hide from predators or even prey. By studying patterns in nature, we gain an appreciation and understanding of the world in which we live and how everything is connected.
So for me, numbers are the most basic mathematical objects and numerical patterns are the most basic in nature. The shape and patterns of animals and plants are a happy hunting ground for the mathematical minded. Also, it is giving us a deeper vision of the universe in which we live and of our own place in it.
Kepler's Principia Mathematica, he proved that snowflakes are hexagonal because they are made by packing tiny identical units together. The regular nightly motion of the star is also clue to the fact that Earth rotates. Wave unknowns are clues to the rules that govern the flow of water and sun. Once we have learned to recognize a background pattern, exceptions suddenly stand out. The Greeks called them planets, meaning wanderer, a term returned in a word planet. In early, all flowers, the number of petals is one of the number that occur in the strange sequence. The same number can be found in the spiral pattern of a seeds in the hand of sunflowers. Kepler found that if you take the cube of any planet's distance from the sun and divide it by the square of orbital period, you always get the same number. It was not a especially elegant number, but it was the same of all 6 planets. Kepler's theory for the number of planets has been buried without trees. Parabolic disks shaped like a U, with the rounded end pointing in the direction of the wind. Clusters of star-shaped dunes can form, each having several irregular arms radiating and from a central peak. In a human walk, the fields strike the ground in a regular rhyme. Clouds are wispy, formless, frizzy clump, but there is a very distinctive pattern to clouds, a kind of symmetry, which is closely related to the physics of clouds formation. Already we are seeing a practical one. Our newfound understanding of natural order, nature is being used to give us a deeper vision of the universe in which we live and for our own place in it.
So after reading the book of Ian Stewart entitled Nature by Numbers, we choose the chapter 1, which has the topic of the natural order. So my reflection for this one is Ian Stewart is a mathematician best recognized for popularizing mathematics and science through successful books, newspaper, magazine articles, radio, and also television appearances. According to him, we live in a universe of patterns according to Ian Stewart, and the human mind and society have detected, categorized, and applied patterns through a structured system of thought. It is referred to as maths by utilizing mathematics to organize and systemize our perspective patterns. We found a significant secret natures of patterns are not only there to be admired. According to him, they are actually vital pointers to the rules that drive natural processes. And it's also stated in the book that numerology is the simplest and hence the most risky pattern. He also advised a straightforward and clean explanation for the existence of precisely 6 planets. He also observed a curious regarding a planet's orbital period, and also patterns are useful because they give apparent evidence of underlying order. So based on the book, on the chapter 1, patterns may also be applied as a framework for quickly examining a situation and understanding how it works. This may help professionals in quickly analyzing situations and also initially relevant queries. So understanding and underlying patterns that exist in our surroundings can help a template may provide you the opportunity to achieve and to achieve a different outcome that you've seen previously. That's all.
So what is numerology? Numerology, it is also the study of numerical value via an alphanumeric system. The letters in words and name. It is the easiest, and as a result, it is the most dangerous method for finding pattern. It is risky because it is risky since anyone can do it, but it is also simple. Do you know that Kepler was fascinated with mathematical patterns in nature? He spent a large portion of his life trying to find them in the action of the planets. He came up with a clear, concise explanation for the exactly 6 planets. In his time only, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn were known. He also found a rather old relationship with planets, distance from the suns, and its orbital period, or how long it will take for a planet to complete one orbit of the sun. So, what is numerical pattern? For my understanding, numerical pattern, a group members that have generated using the pattern rule. Pattern rules can also describe the connection between consecutive integers in a series using one or more mathematical operations. You can extend the pattern by being aware of the pattern rule. Also, numerical pattern is one of the key steps toward Isaac Newton's theory of gravity.
There are many patterns in the universe we live in. We constantly encounter patterns in nature, such as the cyclical nature of the seasons, the motion of the celestial bodies, and the complex pattern created by the waves on a beach. To analyze and comprehend these mathematical patterns, the human mind has created a formal system of reasoning. Scientific American math columnist Stewart explores patterns of form, number, shape, and movement in the environment around us. Defining mathematics is a system of proof for identifying and utilizing patterns. Stewart takes readers on an exhilarating, lucid journey of discovery. Here it's made evident how useful this abstraction technique is throughout disciplines, and not just in mathematics. Poems, sculpture, and painting are all important and legitimate ways for us to express our thoughts and feelings about the world and about ourselves. Every one of us possesses a small amount of each of these impulses, and each instinct possesses both positive and undesirable qualities. The academic to figure out what's truly going on, a scientist naturally identity is to try to understand it. The very entrepreneurial inclination is to take advantage of the inherent opportunity.